You have to admit, Hal Jordan isn't the most imaginative fellow. Given a ring that can construct just about any object he desires, the Green Lantern settles on baseball bats and giant hammers to dull all bruises. That lack of creativity extends to every aspect of this movie adaptation. A thoroughly predictable brawler that fails to take advantage of the ridiculous potential at your fingertips. But despite settling into a comfortable rhythm from the get-go, Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters manages to be entertaining. Unlocking a wide assortment of weapons provides a decent hook to string you along, and well-implemented co-op makes it easy to bring your buddy along for the ride. There isn't anything in Rise of the Manhunters you haven't seen before, but that won't stop you from enjoying the Emerald Knight's spacefaring adventure.
Why'd they send such a small force to invade all of Oa? Unless this attack was just a diversion.
No, it cannot be.
Sinestro, what is it?
Ring scans indicate massive forces are converging on the central battery. You were correct. That was their target all along.
On my way!
The premise is simple enough. Bad guys are doing bad things, and you have to stop them. For anyone who has pored over the comic books, there are plenty of references to the extended universe to keep you engaged, though others may feel a bit lost. When Hal is labeled as a poozer by a fellow Lantern, it's unclear if you should be pleased or offended, and it doesn't really matter. Just be thankful Ryan Reynolds makes the transition to the digital age unharmed. The most noteworthy part of the presentation is that you can add an extra dimension to your baddie bashing fun. Rise of the Manhunters supports 3D television sets as well as those delightful tinted glasses, and it gives the game a subtle depth effect that makes it seem like you're walking into the screen. Action borrows a page from classic beat-em-ups like Battletoads. Weak and strong attacks allow you to combo hapless enemies, while a dodge, dash, and block help you avoid their retaliatory blows. The draw is that your attacks are a lot more interesting than run-of-the-mill punches and kicks. For starters, your standard blows take the form of swords and hammers. Not the most inventive weapons, but the unlockable moves do a fine job of adding some spice. How does a mace sound? Or a novelty-sized hammer? Tired of walking around like a sucker? How about conjuring a mech out of thin air? There are 12 of these magical items to play around with through the course of the game, and it adds much needed variety to the endless bouts of robot smashing you have to plow through. Ultimately, these are just graphically different versions of traditional attacks, but it's still silly fun to summon a jet plane and throw it at your robotic enemies. And a lot of that enjoyment comes because everything in Rise of the Manhunters feels right. Solid controls let you patrol the battlefield with the precision needed to unleash pain. Switching between attacks on the fly is a snap, and every button press responds as soon as you push it. Collision detection is also well done, so you can even turtle like a defensive coward when momentum turns against you. These sound like small things, but they make a big difference. Aside from occasional camera snafus and co-op, there are few flaws with the core mechanics, so you can focus on the action instead of trying to coax the game to do what you want. Problems arise from the sheer predictability of the experience. Destroy some foes, solve some easy puzzles, and repeat until your thumbs grow tired. Only on rare occasions do you have to exert any effort to advance, and even your wealth of powers can't save you from growing tired of the repetition. A few force-scrolling flying missions do serve to mix things up, but these are even easier than the punch-about levels, so they do little to keep you invested. The boss fights fall into the same rut. Sure, they have larger health bars, but you still just bash their weak points until you raise your ring in victory. It's a shame there aren't any interesting moments to make this game stand out. Everything functions well enough, but lacks the creative spark to really keep you engaged. Despite offering an uninspired adventure for the green-garbed hero, Rise of the Manhunters is still a good time, especially in co-op. Playing with a buddy is limited to local play, but tearing down meanies with another lantern ensures the game stays fun through the end. Rise of the Manhunters is what you'd expect from a worthwhile movie license game. It doesn't push down any barriers, but solid mechanics and empowering unlockables keep you entertained until the credits roll.
Of Manhunter reinforcement troops approaching. Alert. Manhunter dropship initiating laser fire. Calculating damage estimates.
Don't bother. I'm on my way.